4th of July weekends.
4th of July, or other time, does not offer medical, financial, or any other kind of professional advice or opinion. This is just us talking about things we want to
Drink
talk
water.
about. So take it with a grain of salt.
That's my medical opinion. Drink water.
So, like, the alternative is what? I guess just drink things that aren't water. Yeah, drink soda. Drink.
It's not even the opposite. I mean, the opposite of drinking water would probably be sweating or peeing. I don't know.
Someone's like determined to not take your advice, and so they sit in a sauna.
Yeah, they're like,
I'm not gonna drink water. What about the flavor enhancing like things you put in water?
What about them? Does that
do you consider that as drinking water?
That's a good question. I think as long as you're hydrating, but you're not drinking water if you're drinking that. You're drinking that. Like if I said drink Gatorade or drink Powerade or drink apple juice, that'd be the advice I was giving.
Yeah.
I feel like we do that with any advice, though. We're like, you know what? I'm going to do that advice adjacent.
I'll do that, sure. And then I'm going to also change it slightly so that I like it.
Right. They change it to the spirit of the message rather than the message.
Yeah.
And it's a game of telephone.
It's 4th of July weekend, or as I call it, Exploding Christmas.
Yeah.
And that quote is from Stephen Colbert.
It's why we have guns here. 4th of July.
Yeah. I mean, I think, I don't know if you've been watching the news, but there have been, and we'll talk about this a little later, but I wanted to share, I'm Josh 8 of 10, and I wanted to share my opinion on fireworks. I think they're a lot of fun, in that I think it's a good tradition to go and watch like a fireworks show.
Yeah.
So notice I said watch a fireworks show.
Oh, well,
and not necessarily set off fireworks.
I'm Isaac.
You can go now. You can talk. Sorry, I didn't mean to keep interrupting.
Okay. I'm Isaac. Hey, hold on. I got this. I'm Isaac 5 of 10. And my opinion on fireworks is that they're pretty. I like them to light up. I don't really like the boom as much. Some people like the boom. I think I would not lose any enjoyment if they were completely silent. I think that'd be a feat of human science and engineering to achieve, but I think I like the bright sparkly kind. My neighbors I live in kind of a poor area, and I don't think that may relate to this next point that I'm making, but they love their fireworks. They love loud, boomy fireworks. And this is their time of the year, because for the week leading up to and the week after the 4th of July, they're letting off loud fireworks late at night, 11 to 2 a.m. They're just going loud fireworks. And I think it's because they spend all their money on fireworks that they're poor and they can't move to a nicer area. Just saying.
You think that's what's keeping them down?
Well, maybe rich people come out here to set off their fireworks too. That's possible.
They probably, rich people come do that. Fireworks are
expensive.
They do it in the middle of the property line so that everyone thinks it's their neighbor doing it.
Yeah, I mean,
smart, right?
The cops don't come out here for much. I bet they would be there in a rich neighborhood in 30 seconds if someone tried to let off a firework.
Yeah.
They probably have a patrol car sitting outside of every nice neighborhood this time of year to just rush in, but not the poor area. Nope.
Isn't that just unfair how that works?
I think I kind of like that my neighbors can do what they want in that regard. I mean,
no, sure, I meant, isn't it unfair for rich people to be constantly under supervision? They can't do anything they want. That's the point you were making, right?
I heard you say unfair for rich people, and my brain just folded inside out.
I mean, they're just so restricted, they're in their houses. The police officers are right outside watching.
If the police officer ever had an issue to deal with, they saw someone setting off fireworks, I feel like the police officer would start off with an apology as they approached. They'd be like, "We're sorry to bother you. We notice you're doing something very illegal. We'd like you to please stop. That's how that would go in the rich neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry to bother you. The neighbor, one of your neighbors mentioned that you're hitting their house with mortars, and they would prefer it if you did not do that. So, could you stop, or should I just leave?
You know, that is a hard conversation for a police officer to have. I mean, think about it. Like, they pay the bills, right?
Yeah. I mean, no, probably not paying any taxes if they're rich. But
maybe, yeah.
They have a lot of power, and they have lawyers, and it could flip around to be a harassment suit against that police officer.
Yeah,
trespassing.
I'm taking a criminal justice class, and they talk about hiring the right people for the job to be a police officer, and that's probably a difficult thing to find, is someone who, in the face of potentially losing their job due to politics, is going to uphold the law. And it's just unfortunate. I think it's human nature to kind of be timid around, obviously, because it's if you lose your job, what are you going to do? Like, you're going to have to move, you're going to have to find another job somewhere. I don't know.
Well, in Texas, this probably wasn't what you were getting at, but I know they recently had a judge that was found DUI. And before that, they got pulled over, were suspected of DUI, and the cop let them off with a warning for speeding. And it's all on body cam. I think they should lose their jobs.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because later they sort of disappeared, and then later I don't know if they killed someone, but they crashed their car, DUI. I feel like in the past I've seen DAs in that situation who lose their jobs immediately. Like, it's clear that they can't respect and uphold the law, so they can't have a job with the state and law. So with judges, there's supposedly like quid pro quo, different, it compromises them when they're not upholding the law, and the police then have something over them. Like, what is the judge going to do if there's a case where that cop is clearly wanting something? They want this perp to go down. They have extra pressure to do something. Anyways.
Yeah, it's corruption.
It is.
It breeds corruption. And so, yeah. Well, we kind of strayed, but let's think about how we would explain to a rich person that they can't set off fireworks over this break. And we're back.
I hope that I could be sarcastic and condescending, like as condescending as possible. Because to me, people are so snide, like especially rich people. They can be snide and condescending. And they also they're going to play the victim either way. So I feel like you might as well play up, because they know they're doing something illegal. So you could be like, okay, sir, no lighty, the fireworks, they go boom, boom. That's bad, boom, boom.
Oh my gosh.
Or I write you ticket.
I think you're confusing sarcastic with baby talk.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because
I don't know if I'm confusing anything. Just do the baby.
I mean, would it be hilarious?
Condescending.
Yeah, it would be really
I would
funny.
want to be condescending that way.
Oh, okay. I guess baby talk is kind of condescending because you usually do it to a baby, and babies are just so dumb. They don't know what's going on.
You don't do it to a baby to be condescending. You do it to help teach them. You do it to adults to be condescending.
You do it to just thinking everyone who does baby talk to a baby is just being condescending to it.
Just like condescending the whole time. Right? Oh, man.
It reminds me of that story. Well, okay, I don't know how this reminds me of that story, but there's like a story online that I read where this guy sees a person rushing out of a store with a baby, like very quickly. Well, not a baby, a toddler. And the toddler is screaming like bloody murder, just the worst thing possible. And the guy carrying him looks at the other guy and says, I'm not stealing this baby. And then
Yeah.
takes a few more steps and stops and turns back. If I were, I wouldn't be taking this one.
If I were to choose one, it wouldn't be this
Yeah.
butthole.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of funny. Let's
Yeah.
talk about reliving mistakes.
Yeah.
The thing you do when you're trying to fall asleep.
Is that when you do it? I just seem to do it randomly throughout the day or like in moments of peace.
Yeah.
My brain's like, you know what would really be good in this moment of relaxation? Let's bring up some stuff that you did that you're not, that you feel bad about.
Yeah. I mean, try to think of the opposite, like things people did to you that maybe they feel the same way.
Well, wait, that's the opposite for you? I thought the opposite would be like things you did that you're proud of, like reliving your best moments.
Well, what I mean by that is usually when I'm thinking about mistakes I've made, especially those that maybe involve other people, I have a lot of regret. And part of that is how I impacted them, is where my regret lies, usually.
Yeah.
And so to counteract that, I'll sometimes think about things other people did to me that were similar, maybe worse, maybe not as bad, but that they might be thinking that same thing, like that I think. And I kind of realized, like, well, I mean, yeah, it was mean, but I really don't think about it that much, and I don't think it's impacted me that much. That makes me feel a little better, you know?
Yeah.
Because you're just a side character in everyone else's story.
Isn't that the truth? Like most people who do things to you or you do them to them, they've forgotten within minutes. And the probability of them forgetting exponentially goes up over time.
Yeah.
Like that person I cut off yesterday in traffic, they probably didn't remember me within 5 minutes.
I'd hope so.
I didn't really cut someone off in traffic. Well, not that I know of. I may have.
Did I already mention to you, or did I mention this last week, where the guy like stopped at a light and wouldn't go? Did I mention that?
No. What are you talking about?
Because I didn't want to repeat a story, but like just on the topic of like traffic, I was on my way to pick up a couple of shakes from Brahms because they make real milkshakes at Brahms. Do you know that?
I don't know what Brahms is. I'm guessing it makes milkshakes.
Yeah, it's a grocery store /
okay,
burger place, and
what?
I know. I think I didn't realize it until the other day. They just have the full life cycle of the cow kind of baked into there because one of their big things is they have their own milk, which tastes very different from any other milk. Like it.
Well, yeah, I prefer milk that comes from a cow. Who's this Brahm person?
It's just like a really large person.
The store has udders.
No, but their milk has something different about it to where it doesn't have the same it doesn't have that milk flavor that you associate with milk. That probably doesn't make any sense.
No.
Anyway,
I feel like it's getting worse.
It's hard to explain. You just have to have it. And if you don't like milk, you're probably like Brahms milk. I'll just say that
milk?
much. No, it is cow's milk. It's cow's milk. But anyway,
we should do armadillo milk. It is Texas.
Do they roll up like roly-polies when they're scared?
If you try to roll them, they would. I bet they do. But you were going to Brahms. Someone stopped at a light in front of you.
Okay. Let me get back on track. So I was going to Brahms. I was in the turn left lane. It had one of those protected green arrows to turn, right? And so the guy at the front of the line to goes, no problem. And it's like 3 seconds, and the person in front of me, which is the next person, is just sitting there. And I give him a couple seconds. But then I just kind of lightly beep the horn to say, like, okay, wake up now. Time to wake up.
Hey, get off your phone.
And I do that, and they I see them kind of look up, and then they go a little bit, then they stop. Obviously, were offended.
They were high. No, they were high. I don't think they were offended. They were probably high and thought you wanted them to fill in the gap in front of them. They didn't even know the light was green.
No,
I bet you they were driving high.
well, okay, that is possible. But anyway, so I waited a few moments and it was clear they weren't going to go, so I just went around them and turned left.
Okay.
And
did they start to go when you were going around them?
Yeah, they were like, "Oh wait, no, you can't do that." Like that's the body language / intention that I kind of got from them, is they were like, "Wait a second, no. I was making you mad. You have to stay." I was like, "Whatever. It's not worth my time." So I just turned left, and then I go the speed limit. They speed up, like going above the speed limit, come around, get in front of me, and then go 10 under the speed limit.
Why? What did you do to deserve this?
No, this is what I'm saying, is like, it's weird. Like when I think back on it, and even at the time I was like, what are you doing? So I didn't do anything. I just, stayed behind him, safe distance, whatever. Because here's my thought, is when someone is obviously having a little bit of road rage, or they have pride and they can't stand the fact that someone pointed out that they messed up.
Yeah, that is it. That's a huge part of it.
Yeah, man, they're like, I don't ever make mistakes. It's cognitive dissonance is what it is. I don't ever make mistakes. Or this is them saying that, and I'm the other guy that's pointing out, you kind of made a mistake. It's okay. Let's all just move on, just go. But they just can't accept that. And so they get upset. Yeah. But anyway, my thought on stuff like that is, like, driving is not a big event. Driving is utility, get from point A to point B. That's all it is. Don't make it into the biggest part of your day.
Yeah.
Don't make it be more than what it is. And people, like, with road rage, like, it is the dumbest, it is the most pointless emotion that you can have, is road rage.
Yeah.
How did we get on that topic? Did you have any mistakes you wanted to relive?
No, I don't really want to talk about them, but I did want to, because I've been wondering why there's like certain mistakes that pop up in my brain, but there are actually 6 common reasons why it happens. But one was actually something you mentioned with that road rager. It's cognitive dissonance. Like when our actions don't align with our values or self-image, we relive those actions to be like, why? And that's partially, I think there's a disconnect between like our conscious and subconscious.
Mm-hmm.
And when that disconnect happens, we relive it to be like, why did I do that? I don't understand why we did it. And I think part of that even is that often we treat our past self like they were omniscient in the moment, when that's not the case. Like, I was working with this set of data. Well, you found out later that that was wrong. Well, then that sort of changes the situation. Well, then why were we in that situation that way? Just accept that we didn't know everything. We did the best we could with the information we had.
Yeah, I think that's really what it's about. Because a lot of the times when I think back and I think of how dumb I was, it's because I'm being too hard on myself and thinking that I should know everything beforehand when I didn't.
Emotional processing, learning and improving. I think that's part of the learning and improving. Like we reflect, analyze, improve. But
well, this feels like a good spot for a break. We're back again, and I think we should talk. Back. Guess who's back?
No,
back
sorry.
Again. July 4th is
back.
The doctor's back, or well, we're back at the doctor's because apparently July 4 is a big day for the ER. Can you imagine why?
Well, one of my coworkers ended up in the ER. Actually, I won't say his name, but he.
Can you spell his name?
Yeah, it's he was handed this coworker. He's a really nice guy. He's not the fast guy in the world. Let's put it that way. He was handed a firework and said, the guy told him, "Hey, this is a sparkler. Let me light it for you." So the guy lit it and ran away. and the thing exploded instead of being a sparkler.
Wow.
So he ended up going to urgent care because his ears were ringing. He had a headache, and yeah.
Okay. There are so many things wrong with this situation. First of all, that's not a friend. That is an enemy.
Clearly not a friend.
That is your enemy. Someone who does that is not your friend. They're your enemy. And you need to either talk to them about them being an actual friend or accept that they're not your friend.
Charges, but that's me.
Yeah, maybe press. Actually, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of getting the police involved. Like I don't like the notion, even though I understand it's necessary. I just think it's a crappy fact of society that the police can feel like you're tattling on someone. At times. I mean, but it's necessary. It's the thing.
I gotta step into that before we jump into this ER thing, because I think you got a good point. Like, don't be a narc. The thing is, like, Wild West times, people would just shoot you. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're confrontational with me. I've got a gun. You've got a gun. I gotta shoot you, man. We're not working out as friends. We're not working out as acquaintances. Like you said, we're enemies. And you just attacked me. It might have been a weak attack, but I don't want this to escalate to where I get hurt. I'm just going to take you out. I think police is like a civil way to adjust those, a civil compromise to killing each other. I think so. And it may give that person, either that person will then hate you furiously and not be able to reflect and improve, or they'll say, hey, you know, my actions have consequences. Maybe I shouldn't be doing these harmful things to other people. But I feel like most people who actually do deserve to be in jail will blame the victim, the person they assaulted or attacked.
Yeah.
And then they need to be in jail. I don't know, or shot. But jail seems more civil.
Yeah. I think that's...
Sorry for that tangent.
No, that's the point of, like you said, that's kind of the point of it, is to replace the violent response that would normally happen, and probably in the moment what people are feeling like doing. Like, I don't know about you, if someone handed me a firework and lit it and insisted that I continue holding it and it caused me injury, I would be pretty upset with them. I saw a video of someone like not purposefully knocking into someone on a bike on the road with their car, and the dude who got knocked down on the bike sprinted at like Captain America speeds. Like, he was wearing a GoPro, and it probably just looked faster than it was, but it was like, that's that adrenaline, that response to getting attacked. Is just, he sprinted at the car, and the car stopped for some reason. I don't know why that guy stopped, because like, he did something really wrong, but if the guy
you want to leave,
if the guy that you just hit with your car is sprinting at you at that speed, maybe he just didn't look in the rearview mirror and see him, but that would be kind of scary, wouldn't it? Anyway, he sprinted and he confronted him and whatever. But anyway, ER. Speaking of confronting people, ER. Apparently it's pretty busy during the 4th of July, and a really common injury are your hands. And I feel like some injuries, not all, I'm sure a lot of them are accidents, but people seem to think fireworks are just, how do you say it? Like, they're harmless.
Noise. Yeah, they're just noise. They're just light.
Yeah, light and noise. And you can touch an LED light and it's cold. So, why couldn't you just hold a firework that's going off?
Which speaking of, you said it. You said LED light. There are drone formation things that are cool.
Yeah, I've seen them. They're awesome.
Yeah, the boom is caused by rapid, intense pressure, like the change in pressure. And then the light is caused by rapid increase in temperature. Two things that we should all know are dangerous.
Yes. And I know earlier you said that you didn't like the sound. I think the sound is kind of part of the experience of seeing and even feeling that boom. I was gonna ask though, like when you hear a fireworks sound, do you like hide under the bed or like go hide
Like
behind something?
you're asking if I have PTSD from
Oh, I'm
my
sorry.
time in Iraq?
I wasn't trying to go there. I was pretending
No,
like
no,
you were
you
a
went there.
cat.
No, I don't have PTSD
I
from it.
was thinking you
Not
act
like
like a
not like
cat
that.
when a firework
Oh,
goes off and like you're watching it with your family and it goes off and you just like dart and like dive under a bush. I guess that does still sound like I'm saying something about PTSD. That's not what I mean.
yeah, my time. Oh man, that now I didn't before, but now I do. Thanks.
Oh gosh. Um,
Kidding.
but yeah, I mean, unfortunately, this year there have been a few deaths of people,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and the one of them that I know of was they put the lit firework on their head.
Oh, the guy who dressed like Fourth of July, like Uncle Sam.
I didn't see any video, so I don't know. I don't know that
Yeah,
much.
there
I
was
just
this
saw the
guy.
news.
That's the one that I heard of. There was a guy who dressed like Uncle Sam at a neighborhood party. There was like a block party too. He dressed like Uncle Sam and was doing these corny little dances. And he had a big Uncle Sam hat that was like a big top hat, but extended out further. And I think he thought he could use that to launch mortars.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's
Yeah.
probably the one that I heard of. I didn't have hear all that detail. I just kind of. I mean, it's
it goes to what we were saying, like it's intense pressure that makes that boom noise. Like the louder that boom, the more devastating it is. I guess people just don't process that. They're just like, "Oh, it's just a noise." And they'll see people like light little fireworks in their hand and nothing happens.
yeah, like
a
those
single pop. What are they? The firecrackers.
the red ones.
Yeah,
The
the
tiny
little
red
one.
ones. Yeah, I remember when I was younger, I'd play with those, and I tried lighting one because I was watching the older cousins do like the black cats that have a longer fuse. Like
Yeah.
they'd light them, holding them, and toss them. And I tried to do that with one of those. We called them lady fingers. I don't know if that's what they're actually called, but the little tiny, tiny red ones. I couldn't light it, and toss it in time, and it blew up in my hand.
Yeah.
And it really hurt, but thankfully I didn't lose a finger.
Yeah.
But that's so tiny of an explosion. That's so
You
small.
learned at that age though that your brain was probably like, if that thing was bigger, I'd probably be dead, or like I would have lost my hand.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe we should have younger people playing with semi-dangerous fireworks. Not dangerous, but like to gain respect for it. If it stings them and it's tiny, then they can be like, "Oh, wow, this is not a safe thing. I need to respect this." Because it can bite me. Because if they are adults when they learn that lesson, it may be too late, and they may be going to the ER with a blown off hand.
Yeah, got to be safe around these explosives.
Do they like staff ERs heavily or anything?
I'm sure they do. I'm sure. I don't know. I know it's higher. I would assume they do to kind of anticipate the increased ER visits. But I really like the 4th of July as a holiday. I do think there needs to be better education for people to respect the fireworks for what they are. There was even a story where I think in the Dallas area there was a shooting that happened because a bunch of people were shooting fireworks at homes. Like they went to a neighborhood and they were shooting fireworks at homes. So one of the homeowners returned fire, essentially.
I mean, that goes around to, do you call the police? Could you? I don't know. I'd say that's a gray area.
Here's the thing: the people shooting the fireworks probably didn't see it this way, but those are literally weapons at that point. Like,
yeah, I don't think they're gonna. You could seriously injure someone. You could, if that went in someone's mouth or something, or ear or eye. I mean, you're changing their life.
Yeah.
which our cousins used to launch bottle rockets at each other out at the property. Do you remember that?
Kind of. I
remember I was too little for it. I think our older siblings, I don't know if I'm going to get them in trouble with mom by saying I think they participated. But
Yeah, they're going to be grounded.
I was definitely too little to do it at the time. And
Yeah.
I thought it was insane. I thought my cousins were all crazy when I heard that they were launching bottle rockets and Roman candles at each other. That's how much respect I had for the fireworks at that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, they're all gonna die in my head. I'm like, they're all gonna die or get seriously hurt because they're launching Roman can. Now I'd be like, I'd probably participate now. I'd be like, yeah, just throw on some safety glasses, whatever. That'd be kind of fun to dodge Roman candles as they're launched at you.
It does seem like it'd be a lot of fun. That's the hard part. Is as dangerous as it is, it seems like it'd be a lot of fun to play like that. But I don't know. It's kind of rough. Like, it's a great holiday, but people do need to understand how dangerous it is.
Yeah.
But let's take one last break. We're back again.
I know who the winner is.
We've got fireworks. I think the winner...
it's America, isn't it?
Yeah, the winner this week is America. Because we're a year older today. Or not
Happy
today.
Birthday.
Last Thursday. This past Thursday. We're a year older. How old is America? 1776. Can you do math in your head like that?
Oh, man. It's like... What I would do is pretend it's 2026 and then subtract 2 from the answer. So it's like 248 years old, something like that. You see what I'm doing?
Not really, but I'm gonna accept what you said as the age of America as the truth. So, congrats, America, on surviving another year. Hopefully, it's many more. Hopefully, we'll see.
248.
What?
It is 248. I googled
248.
it.
Oh, okay, 248. Almost 250 years old.
Wow, we should do something big in 2 years.
Let's have like a big celebration with fireworks.
Let's drop some, we as Americans, we have bigger fireworks. Maybe there's going to be a third world war.
Oh, no. No. Okay, well, congratulations, America, on your win this week. Yeah. Listener, thank you for listening. If you enjoy the podcast, you can rate us online, and you can find us online at brothertimepod.com.
brothertimepod.com.